Hi, my name is Patrick, 6 times CAT 100 percentile. Basically, this video should tell you what are the top skills required to score a 100 percentile in CAT. So we do run courses, 100 percentile batch, full course, mentorship. If you're interested in any of them, you can contact us. The first and the most important part of scoring a 100 percentile is conceptual clarity. I mean, not just basic understanding, you need to go beyond that. I mean, you should not only know why a formula works, but what it is. I mean, why it works, what it is, where it can be applied, where it cannot be applied. So when you apply a formula or anything that you come across new, understand it. Try to find its limitation. Try to go deep into it. Try to use the formula into different type of questions. That's what it helps. Also recommended when you solve cons is that you minimize the use of writing when solving questions. The more you write, the more you waste your time. Also, minimizing your writing will ensure that you get better methods. So one of the best ways to get new methods is to try to solve a question without writing. That definitely helps. Also, use options whenever possible. It helps you to solve the questions faster, because there are a lot of hints in the option that helps you to get the answers quickly. For LRDI, you need to identify different logic type questions, arrangement, matrix types, games, tournaments, works, and try to solve some, because same sum cannot come. So build flexibility. Look at the variations in the sum. If there's a different variations, how to solve, how to start a questions. So knowing different type of questions and then trying to solve and build flexibility over that helps. For VRC, the focus is definitely reading. So build reading habits. I mean, enjoy reading, that's more important. And reading on diverse topics is what is important as far as VRC is concerned. One of the most important parts skill required is time management. I mean, know when to skip a question. I mean, a lot of people believe that cracking CAT is all about solving. No, knowing when to skip is important. So a lot of people get overly into a question and waste a lot of time. Remember, even 100 percentiles need to skip question. So when you're solving questions in the first round and the second round, first round you may solve maybe 70% of the questions, but you may have to leave 30% or 20% of the question, which you may have to come back in the second round. So that means the key is to solve easier, faster question in the first round and maybe come to a difficult question in the second round. Because there have been cases in the CAT where the con section have been so tough that no one has been able to solve all the questions. So in that case, learn to leave questions. That's important. Also, learning methods that will save time is extremely important across sections. Reading, maybe for DLR, how to read, how to solve, for cont. So every time you look at how to save time in every question that you solve, or go back and see where have you wasted time and try to ensure that you avoid it. Also build a proper time strategy in the examination. So how much time you take per question to decide whether to leave or solve. Okay, first round how much time you will take, second round how much time you will take. The strategy across time becomes extremely important. So time management skills, whether it is solving a question or whether it is to build strategy, is extremely important as far as CAT is concerned. Right. Third is having accuracy. I mean, the moment you get one or two questions wrong, your percentile could drop. So you need to be highly accurate. So that means you can't just guess mark. I mean, you can use logic to solve a question. That helps you solve things faster. Look at how to eliminate option. That is also will help you to do faster. Also, when you are solving, focus on review and error. So whenever you solve and you go wrong, do write it down and review it, and that is create a error logs. I mean, whatever wrong you have done, because then humans tend to repeat the mistakes. So once you identify the kind of mistakes that you do and write it down, do review in a regular period of time. So you will be aware about what mistakes are you doing, and that will help you to avoid it in the future. And that should also help you to improve accuracy. So creating error logs and reviewing on a regular period of time definitely helps to improve accuracy. Next is skill is mock test. How you analyze a mock and improve based on that is important. So here the way you analyze becomes important. The strategy you take a 2-round strategy or 3-round strategy, how much time you spend on each round, all the strategy becomes extremely important when you solve. Also, time you spend per round or per section or per question, all that time that you spend also becomes extremely important. Also, know your mistakes type. I mean, are you doing mistakes because of silly mistakes, conceptual mistakes, reading the question wrong, or what it is? Identify the reason you're making wrong and then try to correct it. Also, when you're analyzing a mock, identify areas that you need to prepare. So when you go wrong, you realize, oh, these are areas I'm doing silly mistakes, or these are the areas I'm going wrong regularly. Can I practice more and improve on that? So that means focus on the areas that to improve. That means the weaker areas is what you need to focus on improving. Next is mental stamina. 2 hours sitting at a place and trying to solve becomes extremely important. You need to have that stamina, and in key is to stay calm. So even when your section goes bad, are you able to be calm? And because CAT is all about how to manage your stress to some extent, because you are under extreme stressful situation. So being calm and ability to think during that stress situation is what makes a difference between a person 100% and someone else, right? Then adaptability in strategies. You need to be flexible in strategy because the exam could be different. I mean, sometimes the VRC section is tough, sometimes the con section is tough. We don't know how this exam is going to be. So build a strategy which is comparatively flexible. Also change pace. I mean, strategy and question order, you need to keep on being able to change. That should help. Also practice with unpredictable mocks. Okay, I mean, try to solve mocks of different classes if possible. Every class has a different way of putting the papers. So when you solve different kind of mocks, it helps you to get that variability in the mocks. That should help you with regards to practicing different type of papers. So adapt, and that will help you also to build adaptability in strategy for your mocks. Two of the important skills in CAT is reading and reasoning. Two most important things. Reading, it doesn't only help you in VRC where RCs are important, but it helps you across sections, because if you want to understand a DILR set, you need to be good in language, and reading definitely helps. Same if you want to understand a maths question better or faster, you need to be good at reading because it's also in English. So reading definitely helps across sections. So reading becomes extremely important. So read daily, editorials, economics, philosophy, science, different type of articles. Enjoy your reading as far as possible. Same with reasoning. Reasoning helps across section. You have questions in VRC which is based on reasoning. You have questions in Con, DILR which are based on reasoning. If you're good at logical reasoning, you should be able to approach this question in the right manner and solve it better. So practice reasoning, and not only look at CAT question, but look at beyond the CAT questions. So solve puzzles, reasoning questions beyond CAT that will help you think and build your thinking ability. Also solve puzzles to develop thinking ability. It helps. I mean, developing thinking ability will help you with regards to CAT and will help you crack it. So understand that 100% doesn't mean you have to be perfect or you need to score full marks. No one scores full marks. Understand that. Last year when the total score basically was 204, except 204, the 100% you could have got even with maybe a 140, 150 marks as such. Okay, so that means you don't have to get full marks. Even if you get maybe a 75% marks, you should be able to score 100%. The key is that you are making fewer mistakes, faster decisions, and smarter attempts than 99.99 percentile. That's what you need to do. You're not scoring full marks, so that means that even if you make mistakes, you still have a chance of scoring 100 percentile. But need that relentless practice to improve, and that will what is help. Hope this helps. We'll come up with videos that will help you with regards to preparation. Thank you.